Hi guys, Tony Agot here from Small Business Marketing Results. Excuse the headphones today. Unfortunately, I've tried doing this Google Hangout from my laptop and the microphone doesn't work, so you've got to have me sitting here looking like I'm about to land an aeroplane, but never mind. The topic of today's discussion, how to gain customer testimonials that sell. So you won't have to look at me for too long. We're going to take you through a bit of a PowerPoint on some of the key features of testimonials, why they're important for your business, how you can gather them and where you can use them. So probably looking about a 10-minute webinar today, shouldn't be too serious. So let's get underway. I'm just going to share my PowerPoint with you and we'll go through some of the finer points. If it will start, here we go, of building testimonials that work for your business. So firstly, why have testimonials? Well, that's a good question, and a lot of people are probably a little hesitant to gather testimonials for customers because it can be awkward to ask. But the fact is, a testimonial at the end of the day is a lot more effective than anything that you can say yourself about your business. It's been proven in statistics that advertising is less effective when you're saying it yourself, and only 14% of people actually believe what they hear from business about themselves in advertising. And that makes sense at the end of the day. Everybody's trying to sell something, and everybody tries to put a better picture or better light on themselves than what other people might say. So it is all about credibility. People will believe what other people say before they'll believe you about yourself, and particularly if it's their friends who they know and trust. More than 50% of consumers will buy based on the recommendations of others, and I think that's a reason why social media has become quite a powerful tool in helping businesses grow, and you know, the strength that the endorsement of friends can have for any business. So gathering testimonials is a great way to help market your store. How do you get testimonials? Well, you've got to look for opportunities. I think most businesses would, on most weeks, have somebody say something nice about them. You know, you know the situation. You're talking to a customer and they say, "Oh, look, you guys are great. We really appreciate the fact that you do this or do that or whatever." That's your opportunity. You've really got to look to then turn that from being just a verbal comment into a testimonial. And there's a lot of those opportunities going missing for businesses. They are getting testimonials all the time from people, but they're just not capturing it and using it in a way that can be useful for their business. So you've got to look for those opportunities, have your ears on, and if somebody is saying something, then ask them whether or not you can turn it into a testimonial. Now, how to get testimonials? Well, the first thing is simply to ask. And this is, again, where a lot of people fall down with their business in terms of building testimonials. They simply won't ask. And there's nothing wrong with asking. I mean, what's the worst that somebody's going to say? Probably no. If they've just stood in front of you and said something quite nice, it's unlikely they're going to then backpedal and not want to actually make a testimonial out of it. So that's your opportunity to get in and ask and make something out of it and capture the testimonial in a way that will help your business. Most people will be more than happy to do it. If they really see something nice, you know, they're going to want to back it up. And it also helps cement them as a loyal customer. If they've just said something nice about you, they're not likely to then go to your competition and start shopping. They're putting their neck on the line with that testimonial. Another great way is to run a competition, and often you can be giving away a prize in return for the best testimonial, that type of thing. Just be careful that it still comes over as genuine, that you're not just getting people who are putting full testimonials simply to enter the competition. But it can be an effective way of at least rewarding your customers for providing you with testimonials. So how do you do it? Write it for them. Now, this is something that a few people have a problem with when I suggest it. Oh, no, I can't write a testimonial on behalf of somebody else. That would be wrong. Well, it's only wrong if it's a lie. If you're capturing what they've told you and doing it for them, you've just made their life easy. And the biggest problem with getting testimonials is that people don't get around to doing it. They've got the best of intentions, but at the end of the day, they're doing you a favour. They've got other urgent things to do with their lives, and they just don't get around to doing it. So offer to write it for them. All you're doing is capturing what they've already told you. And they're very appreciative most of the time because a lot of people don't find it easy to write. And the number of times that we've helped people with testimonials and they've actually come back and said, "Oh, look, I'm so glad you wrote that. You've actually put it better than what I could have said it myself, but it sums things up, you know, beautifully." So you are doing them a favour. If you really want it, the onus is on you. You're the one who gains. Write it for them. Makes it easy. Also look to reward them. And that doesn't have to be an incentive up front. It could just be something as simple as, "Look, we appreciate the testimonial you've given us. Here's a voucher to enjoy next time you're shopping," or, you know, whatever your business is offering. And if you reward it, there's a better chance of them, you know, looking to do that again. When I say write it, you don't have to write it yourself. It could be that you can get somebody who's good with words to write it for you. So delegate it if you need to. The main thing is get it down on paper so that you can actually use it in the business. Now, testimonials, how should they be constructed? Well, as long as possible. A short testimonial tends to lack a bit of credibility. It looks like it's just been chucked together. Oh, I enjoy dealing with XYZ. They're really good. Well, okay, it's a testimonial, but it doesn't say a lot. So go for a longer one. If it's got 3 or 4 or 5 sentences and runs for 4 or 5 lines, people are going to see that there's been effort put in, and it will tell them a lot more about your business, and it looks more believable and more creditable. The other thing is to follow what we call the Amazing Grace formula. Now, if you're familiar with the Amazing Grace song, there's a line in there that says, "I once was lost, but now I'm found." And that is a great way to build a testimonial. It deals with the before situation, how the customer was before they were dealing with you, and what working with you has now achieved for them. And it's a great opportunity to illustrate for the potential customers what the benefit would be. Most people who are looking to spend money with you will be seeing the before situation and relating themselves to it. And they can see the after situation as being how it's going to be once they've used your services. So just to give you an example here, before I had the WonderVax floor cleaner, my floors would never stay clean. I'd spend hours on my hands and knees. But now, with the WonderVax, my floors are cleaned once a week in under 10 minutes flat. It's amazing. Now, if you're in the position of having dirty floors, you can relate to that being on the hands and knees cleaning, can't you? You know where that's coming from. And by being able to relate and emotionalise that experience, it gives the starting point for the customer to then go forward and see what you can do for them. So the before emphasises the current problem, and the after shows them how good it can be if they use your services. Here's another example. If you say you've got a jewellery store, I used to scratch my head every time Sharon's birthday came around. It was a nightmare trying to think what to get her. Now it's easy. The team at XX Jewellers contacted me 3 weeks before her birthday with a wish list and some recommendations based on what she's been looking at in store. They showed me 3 or 4 options in the price range I want, and it's done. Plus, I know she'll like it. So again, there's the before situation that potential clients can relate to. Yeah, I know how they feel. I scratch my head every time my wife's birthday comes around too. And there's a simple solution. So again, a very effective testimonial. Again, it's quite long, but that shows the extra credibility if somebody's gone to that sort of effort. Okay, so now you've got a testimonial, what do you do with it? Well, that's the important part, because there's no point in hiding them once you've got them. So maybe you use them in newspaper advertising, possibly flyers. Facebook is a great place to put testimonials when you get them. Maybe even use it in the place of business. There's no reason why you can't have them framed and hanging on the wall or in the front window of your business, depending on your circumstances. Even a verbal testimonial could be a great thing to use. As part of your phone answering messages. But certainly put them on your website. That's one of the first places that you should look to do video to do any sort of testimonial you have. And that's probably one of the most popular venues to put your testimonial. Now, the other thing that can be useful is getting video testimonials. And I'll just bring you here briefly so I can show you ways that you can do that. Fortunately, you're going to look at me again. But I won't talk in great detail about videoing, but you can get little cameras like this these days, not much bigger than a cell phone, and with a simple plug-in microphone, it's very easy to do a lot of your own video marketing, or using this as a tool for gathering testimonials from customers and clients. So the investment in one of these is probably about $120, $130. It's not a huge outlay at the end of the day, but well worth it from a marketing point of view, because more and more people are using video and watching video on websites. And that's an even more important thing, if they can visually lock onto your testimonial person, it makes it more creditable. You've probably seen testimonials that are signed by M. Smith of Brisbane or something like that, or happy customer. I mean, it doesn't really have that credibility factor to it. Always make sure your testimonials have the customer's name, if possible the name of their business, if it's a business-to-business type service you offer. Certainly their location, so they look genuine, and somebody, if they wanted to, could see if they really are a real person. Where possible, get a photo of them. That's important again, because it lets people lock onto the fact that it's a real person, which is quite important at the end of the day. And certainly, as I've just mentioned, if you can look at using video, a great tool to use. Again, it shows that reality factor. So that's all we're going to cover today. A nice short little webinar for you, but hopefully plenty of good information on how you can build testimonials for your business. So I'm Tony Argyle from Small Business Marketing Results, and we look forward to seeing you